and welcome to another episode of Let's Grow channel series. I'm your host Miraj Husen, and I have someone very special today. She has she has over 20 years of experience in marketing. She is the associate vice president of marketing at Springfield College. She's a very kind, warm, and always a smiley. Let's welcome the one and only Christine Morrow. Welcome to the podcast,
Thank you
Christine.
for having me. I'm so excited
Of
to do
course.
this.
How are you today?
Good, really good, except for the rain, but
Do you like rainy
yeah,
days?
not really. Like sunny days.
You like sunny days?
Yeah.
Wait, do you like hot? Like I don't like a sunny day when it is like sweating from here, there, everywhere.
I don't mind I don't mind hot days.
You don't mind hot day?
Yeah, I'd rather that than winter or cold days.
Oh, I don't know. I like the like cold day. I don't like sweaty
So
at all.
funny.
Christian, tell a little more about yourself.
So I basically grew up in Western Massachusetts. I was born and raised in Agawam, so go Brownies. My parents divorced when I was 7, and I'm an only child. Um, I lived mostly with my mom and my nonni and nonno. Those are my grandparents. That's Italian. Um, in their house, and I think if you want to know more about me, things that maybe people don't know is I love the ocean and I love to read. I love animals, all of them. I collect records. I'm a big movie watcher, and I love football. So go Patriots!
Like, oh wait, like American
American
football.
football.
Okay.
American football.
Wait, Christine, you said, do you know how many siblings do I have? Just take a guess.
4,
Seven. Six
7. So
brother and
you're
one
like
sister.
Judy, my writer, has a lot of siblings.
Yeah. Wait, and that was very interesting. You said Nana and Nani. This is like typical Asian. Like in our country, we say Nana and Nani. I have never heard this word from
Really?
American. I was
So it's
surprised.
Nono, Nonno,
Oh,
and then
okay.
Nani is Nonni or Nnie.
Oh, okay.
But
So
that's Italian for
that is Italian. In
yeah.
Asia, mother, mom is called Nani, and mother, father is called Nana.
That's so interesting how like languages are can be really close. Um, yeah. So a little bit more about me. I live in Somers, Connecticut now. I moved in 2020 during COVID with my husband, Michael. We've been together for about 21 years
Wow.
and married for 12 years this year. And we have a little Boston Terrier named Olive.
Uh, you said, Christian, you said you love animals. You don't talk about. Do you have any animals or not?
Well, I have my Boston Terrier. I didn't get to have a lot like growing up because I was in an apartment with my mom. So we could only have like fish or like little, like a weird rabbit. But I really just love cats, dogs, farm animals, everything. So
What do you like about the animals?
I don't know. I just think they're so sweet, and I don't know, just like animals always seem to like, especially like pets, like, they love you unconditionally, and they're always kind of there for you and always happy to see you. So um,
Okay.
it's special.
Okay, that's good. Christian, tell a little more about your education.
Sure. Um, so I went to Westfield State for my undergraduate degree. Um, I, growing up as an only child, was really, curious and had a big imagination. My mom's side of the family is really all about the arts and cooking and music and painting and crafts. And my dad is really into words. Like he's huge into Scrabble and chess. He's very analytical, loves math, like loves math. And I think I got a little bit of that as well. Um,
That's interesting. You said that you love cooking. What are the things you can cook? Wait, do you cook in home or not?
I cook at home. I cook pretty much everything. Like I'll grill steaks or a lot of Italian food. Um, I really like making like chicken piccata and lasagna and things like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
My
Uh,
husband's always hungry, so um, I definitely cook a lot. I bake. My mom was really into baking growing up, so um, I bake, but not as much as um, probably not as much as my husband would like me to, because he has a sweet tooth. But um, yeah, I definitely bake a lot, or not bake a lot, cook a lot. Um, Tonight we're having haddock piccata with some fresh farm vegetables. So
What is the you talk a lot about your husband. What is the best or what is the some of the things that you really like about your husband?
he's fun. Like he just, is always ready to like go on an adventure. We have a lot of the same. We have the same humor. Um, he's he loves to dance and sing, and like he just always makes me laugh. Like it's just I love how much he like loves life and loves, even if I'm in a bad mood or something, like he'll be singing in the kitchen or something, and I don't know, he just always makes me laugh, and I love who doesn't love to laugh. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, so
This is why
it's
you are always smiley.
yeah, I know I try. I'm not always smiley. There there are some days that are harder than others, but um what were we talking about?
So
Oh
what
yeah,
do you think?
education.
So you said that okay, harder. What do you think about life? What is life? How
Oh,
is life?
we're going off the education?
That's okay. We are going with the
Um,
flow.
what do you mean, what about life? I mean, life's hard, but I try to live it as this is the one chance you have here, so make the best of it. Live every day to your fullest. And, I think there's times that I get so wrapped up, not really realizing like you need to do more and you need to, travel more and experience more. So, and it's just really important to be surrounded by people that are part of your tribe, that have your best interest, that make you happy. Um, my team makes me feel that way. My family makes me feel that way. My friends make me feel that way. Um, so it's just really, being around, those people that love you and that you love, and doing things that you love. I think it's the
You say
most
that
important.
okay. You say that being around the people you love. What are the things you see in the people who are around you? Like what are the things inside the people? If you see that you can be close to them, you can be friend with them. What do you notice first thing in the people?
I think first thing is just, if they're really compassionate or giving. Um, I think that's a really good quality to have. Kindness goes a long way. And, I want people that it's kind of like you want to be treated the way that you treat people. So I really try to surround myself with like-minded individuals. So that's kind of what I look for.
You say that I think this is the one of the great things that I like. You say that you want people to be treated the way you want to be treated. Like what? How do you want people to be treated? How do you want people to treat you?
Just with, respect and kindness and empathy. I really just think that, you can learn so much from a person. And, we don't know a person's background or what kind of day they're having. And just by being, kind and a good person, you could really turn around someone's day, especially if, they're not in a good place. So it's really important to kind of, be mindful of um, just just how you're treating people. I think
Yeah,
it's
you
it's just
said that being kind to the people. We heard this word a lot. Like, what are the gesture? What are the things that you can do? The very small things that show the kindness to the people.
I mean, I think, it's just really listening is a huge thing. Being compassionate and understanding. So if somebody's going through something, being there for them or trying to understand how you can be there for them, what will be helpful, what will help them. Um, I mean, I'm trying to think of like other
Yeah.
ways to be
So
kind,
I,
but
I wanted to point out one thing. Like, I like the way. Do you remember? I think that was that would be our possible first interaction when we were walking through the college. You said hi, and even though when you say hi, Miraj, a lot of my friends say, "Wait, who is that? How the people will know you?" And when you say, I think that is one of the kind gesture. Even though you say hi, that is a small thing, but that make a very good impact
acknowledgement.
on the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acknowledging somebody is just a really big, you know, like I try to say good night or goodbye when I leave the office. I don't just leave the office or, you know, everybody pretty much says like Hey, good morning. How are you? In the morning instead of, I've been in, situations where I've gone in somewhere and nobody says anything and it's awkward and it's just like, okay, I'm I'm here.
Mm. I think that is also one of your great leadership quality, and we will come there. I again want to go back to your school. When I was going through the website of the Springfield College, I found that you did your bachelor degree in communication and master in business administration.
Mhm.
Why did you choose the communication?
So communication, I didn't first start out with that. I was telling you a little bit about my background, and when I went to college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I was really good at accounting in high school. So I was like, oh, I'll be a business major and I'll do accounting. And I really struggled through economics. It really kind of turned me off from my business undergrad. And I didn't have enough I didn't have enough coursework that kind of let me have that creativity that I really love to do as well. Um, so I wound up talking to some students and asking them about their majors, and I learned about communications and the coursework, had advertising and photography and business ethics or communication ethics and um, public relations. And it seemed a little bit more fitted to the things that I was interested in. And then also the jobs and careers that were available seemed more aligned with my personality and the things that I liked. So I wound up switching, which actually was a it was great that I did that. Still love accounting, but I when I graduated and went out into the workforce, um, and I wound up choosing to do my MBA, definitely for career growth. Um, but I really needed the skills. I had the skills of half of being a marketing manager and really understanding all of the pieces to like a marketing department. But I really needed those leadership skills, um, those employee management skills, budgeting and financial skills to really round out the skill set that I already had. So that's why I went into the MBA program.
Yeah, this is so interesting. And like basically, the my generation people do not want to go college, and even though, like, I know a lot of my friends, they just want to go bachelor and they want to, no, that is too much for the study. They want to go and work. You said you did your bachelor and you also did your master. Um, so before that, I have one question. You were also like more than 80% college student. They change their major one or two time. So what is the, based on your experience, what will you suggest to the student who came as a on declare in the college?
I think the thing that's most important is just really knowing that it's okay to change your mind. You're in your early 20s. You don't have to have life figured out at that point. Um, you can get your core classes and things like that done first and really, experience college um, for the whole entire experience, but and really kind of give yourself a little bit more time to understand, look at what your passions are, look at things you're good at, look at things that interest you that maybe you're not good at yet. Um, really talking to any college counselors or guidance counselors or school counselors. Sorry, I don't think they call them that anymore. Um, really talking to them and letting them know like more about you and really kind of seeing what career options are out there for what you're interested in, and what majors would match up with that. But like I said, you don't have to figure it all out. I switched after being 2 years. I wound up doing a little bit longer on my undergrad, but it is what it is. Um, but it's really helpful to just talk to people and research. Really, kind of, I mean, you can probably even use AI today and say, these are all the things that I'm interested in. What college major would be, best suited for that? Um, so I definitely think just researching and asking, but you don't have to have it all figured out right when you start.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you for she has already been to this pathway and she is saying this. Thank you very
yeah.
much for uh, pointing this out. Uh, and so I say that like a lot of people do not want to go grad school. What do you think? Why grad? Like, what are the things you learn in grad school that really help you personally, professionally?
So I think, there's different journeys for each student. So there are some students that, need to go to grad school because of licensure. Um, for example, like they have to have a master's degree, like to be able to get your license, to be able to
Mm,
practice. Um, where there's other, if you're in a job where you're not really, if there's a lot of competition, it's definitely something that helps you stand out against your competition, especially if they don't have an advanced degree. Like I said with mine, it really helped me gain the skills that I still needed to be able to get to the position and the level that I am now. Um, so, and I really wasn't. It's almost like a little bit more of a fast track where yes, you might be able to work your way up the ladder that way, but um, this was more of a guaranteed. I'm going to get that position instead of you know trying the the moving around jobs and working the way up the ladder. So I'm definitely happy that I did it. I learned so much that I thought I already knew, and I had a decent break between my undergrad degree and my grad degree. So it wasn't something when I was doing my undergrad that I, at that point in my life, thought that I was going to get. Um, if you ask, I was done with school when I graduated my undergrad. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm not going back to school. Um, but now, just really, and especially in my field, it's so important to keep learning because my field is constantly changing. So um, it's just, if there was even a higher degree, I might consider it. Um,
y-
because you can never be too educated.
Yeah, because life is a learning process.
Yeah.
Life. You said that in my field. What is your field? What do you do?
So I'm in marketing. I've been in marketing since pretty much since I graduated college. It's not exactly what I went to school for. I went to school for public relations and communications, but it's very close. They're very kind of hand in hand. Um, so marketing, that's what I'm
Mm,
in.
okay. Uh, what are the things you do in Springfield College specifically? What is your job title? What are the things you do in Springfield College?
So I'm the associate vice president of marketing. I oversee and manage the entire marketing office. I have 6 employees. We also have a lot of work study students and interns that we have during the school year. We handle the college's brand. So we're the big brand ambassadors for our school. Um, I handle the website, um, our social media accounts, um, videography, photography, media buying. Like, what else am I? There's so many things, and now I can't think of any of them. What else do we do? Oh, all of our digital marketing is done in house. So a lot of stuff going on. We have a lot going on in our department. But basically, I'm you know overseeing our budget um, and our people that are in our department.
Sounds good. Okay, so the first question I will start from here. So now 6 people work under you. How does it feel and how does it look like when someone is working under you? And also there was a time when you were working under someone. What is the difference between them?
So I've had a lot of experiences throughout my career where I've had some great leadership and I've had some not so great leadership. And, one of the things that I set out when I decided if I was ever in a leadership role that I would treat my team, you know, more as more as I wasn't a level above them. I'm on the same level. They're part of my team, um, and they're human beings. So I really try to lead with um, empathy and really kind of embody our philosophy here at Springfield. Um, I tell my team that work's not their number one. They are their themselves, their health is number one. Their family and friends are number two. And I'm like, you can put work wherever it is after that. My thing is, you know, you show up for me, I'm going to show up for you. I don't ever let them, if they're drowning in work, I don't just sit back and watch. I will dive right in and help them with whatever they're working on. I'll stay late to even, even, help, really help them succeed. I don't want them ever feeling like they're alone with all of that weight on their shoulders because they're not. Um, their work is my work. And that's really just the most important thing to me. I think that, I have respect for each one of the people on my team, and I think that that brings a respect back to myself. My team's always willing to go above and beyond if I need help with something. So it's really just been, I have the greatest team ever. I absolutely love them all. And they're all different, it's truly, it's really just been a great experience managing this team because it's been, I don't want to say challenging, but they challenge me. And I love that because, again, they're all different sets of personalities. So um, I don't know. I just love them.
Wait,
I love you guys.
just now you said that they challenge me. Can you give an example? Like, what do you mean by challenge you?
um, God, I'll just say, because they're all experts in what they do. So it's kind of hard sometimes. And I've felt the same way, if I give criticism or feedback, it's not from a place of, you know, I want it done my way. It's from a place of I want you to get better and I want to push you and push your work further because I want people to be like, wow, look what so and so did. Um, and when they have wins, like that's a win for me. So anything that I'm pushing them to do is just to get them that recognition.
Yeah, and whatever you say, your work, your hard work, that we can see in Springfield College. You guys post one of the best photo, one of the best shoots in the Springfield College page. So if you guys have not checked, just go and check the Springfield College social media page. They do the great video, great picture post. So we see that your effort in the social media. And in the very beginning of this question, you said that I did not let my people, my employee, or the people who work under me drowning. So how do you help? Like, do you help them?
I mean, I'll jump right in. I mean, there's times where, Chris needs help pulling the best shots from a video, and I'm like, give me the transcript. I'll read through it and I'll highlight what I think are the best shots. Or I'll look for music for the social media video you're doing or whatever you're doing. Or, if Jen has a lot of website edits, I'll gladly, jump in. And I think um, that kind of mentality goes with my whole team. They all will help each other when they're working, and it's kind of like been a domino effect where because it's something that I've instilled in our group, I mean, I know today Judy's helping Jen out because she has a lot of web stuff to do. So it's just really it's great to see everybody just working together. We are one team.
Wait, the people who do not know, can you explain what is domino effect?
So that's just like, if you make one good thing happen, it just keeps like dominoes, like the game,
Yeah,
like falling down, like they just keep going because um it has this domino effect in a good way.
yeah. So it means that you know all the work, so that you whenever someone need, you can do that or you can
Yeah.
help them. So do you think this is one of the skill that makes someone as a very strong leader? Because if, for example, if I know what are the tasks, and if I know how to do that task, I will also know what will be like work, how much work I need to put this all the things.
Yeah.
And and if I know that I'm not going to overload someone or
Yep.
something like that, do you think uh, you know everything? This is how this is what has helped you being a strong leader?
Yeah, I think, that's something that I've kind of prided myself in since the beginning of my career is I've always been really intrigued with learning, each of the skill sets of a marketing department. There's sometimes that, I've been a solo marketer, so I've had to do a lot of the things by myself. So that helped really kind of hone my skills, but it's so nice to work with professionals that are, the best at what they do. Um, but me being able to have the knowledge of a little bit of piece of the things that they do is really kind of helped be able to manage them correctly. I really think that as a manager, just knowing like if one of my employees out, I feel confident enough that I can step in and take over and not let all of their work pile up. Um, because again, like it's just about that teamwork. It's not just their work; it's my work.
Wow, I like it.
Yeah.
Uh, Wait, just one question pops off to my mind. So, do you hire the people? For example, you say if someone is not there, I took over that work. So, do you hire these six people? Do you involve in hiring these people? If someone leave, who hired them?
Yep, I do the hiring
Okay,
if
so
anybody leaves.
what are the quality do you see when, because this is the time when a lot of people are looking for a job. So, when you are hiring the people, what are the things you look in the people?
I think one of the strong things that I definitely look for is that they are willing to learn and change, and they can be adaptable. Because working in social media at one job might look different at another job. You might have more skill, more tasks or less tasks to do. So just really somebody that's willing to kind of go above and beyond and you know venture outside of maybe the norm of what they're used to in their tasks. But that's also willing to um, learn about what their other colleagues do. It's just really important. I think it's really helpful. Um, again, when we can give each other a helping hand. So that's definitely one of the big things that I look for.
Okay, so this is also a question. This is also question what I am looking for, because whenever I go interview, how will you know that whether the applicant is willing to learn? How do you know that?
I think it's usually like I'll do like a beginning screening based off of somebody's resume, but um, actually meeting them, there's certain questions that you can ask, if you know beyond, if they didn't say directly in their cover letter or resume, skills or things they're good at. I think that, you can ask questions that will kind of give you it's more of like a psychological like thing that will give you, the answers of the type of person
Mm-mm.
that they are. So I'm trying to think of a good example. Um, I mean, or you could basically just, how comfortable would you be, you know, if say I was hiring a videographer or photographer, asking how comfortable they would be with doing like short form videos for say TikTok or like especially if they don't have that on their resume, um, kind of just asking the questions of how comfortable would you be. Um, I'm more I want the person that if they see something wrong on, say, a website page, instead of going to our website editor saying, "This is wrong on this page," like, just being able to change I'll just go in and edit it myself, um, to fix it. So that's kind of the type of person
Yeah,
that
thank you.
I
Thank you for sharing the uh, hiring hack so that next time when we will be in interview, I will keep in mind for myself. Uh, you, the marketing people do a lot of things. The way even you said, what are the things that people misunderstood about your job?
So that is a great question. I think a lot is misunderstood about marketing. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that all we do is make everything pretty. Like that's people will say like make it pretty, and I'm like that's not. what this is about. Um, it's really kind of, or that it doesn't take a lot of time to get stuff done. Like, just put together a video, like just throw together a quick video. And like, there's no such thing as a quick video. I think any TikTokers or anybody out there knows if you're making a 15 to 30-second video, it's probably taking you hours, if not a couple of days, to think about outfits and who's going to be in it and questions and music. I mean, music, I've spent well over 30 minutes sometimes looking for a track that fits the storyline of a video. Um, there's just so much to think about, where I think people don't really realize how complicated some of the things that we do are. And even when it comes to a marketing plan, we're constantly optimizing and looking at data, and we're making decisions based off of so many factors. So I think that's the biggest misconception, is that everybody can do marketing. It's easy, you can get it done fast, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, just now you said that you look so many factors before posting or making the video. Can you tell us some of the factors that you consider every time almost?
Yeah, I mean, so for a video, it'd be a little bit different. Obviously, if we're doing interview question or an interview type of video, we're scouting settings. So what does it look like? Is there two people on camera? Is it one person on camera and then shooting back? So, what we need for equipment. Are we shooting outside? What the sound is going to be like? Then coming up with the interview questions or the script. There could be, is there going to be a scripted voiceover at the beginning? Then are we showing B-roll? We have to shoot the B-roll. How many shots of B-roll are you going to have? And then based off of maybe some of the interview answers, you might need more B-roll, because if they're talking about, their time spent in the library, you might want to get video of them in the library while they're talking about it. So it's kind of placing that story, that visual story, connecting it. And then once all of that is done and shot, then you have to actually edit the piece and work with transitions and, you know, getting titles and lower thirds, which is your names and who's getting introduced on the video, and um, obviously music overlays and all of this other stuff. And then when you finally do it, and then you take all the time to export it, then you have to share it with people to get approval. And that might go back and forth, where you have to go back to the video and edit it more or add things, or they might want to throw another interview in there. Um, so that and then once it finally gets approved, then it's posting it to YouTube, putting it on certain website pages, putting it in certain email campaigns for prospective students. And then how we're sharing it out on social media and what social media channels. And then if it needs to be different sizes for, TikTok versus Instagram versus Facebook. So there's just so many factors to even one video. It's really, it's amazing, and like our team just does, they crush it when it comes to it. So it's fun, it's great. It's just it's hard when there's an expectation of, not knowing the whole process
Christine,
of it.
thank you very much. I really appreciate for sharing this one, because we think that this is just a 60-second video or this is just a 1 minute video,
Yeah.
but now you share all the story, the how, what are the story and how long it take to come that 60-second video.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
No, it's a lot of work. I commend everybody that puts together any kind of video work, because I mean, they put a lot of effort into it, and then you got to hope that people watch it after.
Wait, so you put this much effort, you and your team, you think, because whatever the piece you are putting, you think that is the best piece that you are posting over there. What if someone reply?
I mean,
How does it how does it feel? I just wanted to.
everybody wants, positive reinforcement, and, everybody wants things to be liked, but it's, 2025. There's going to be people out there that don't like content that you put out or the way you put it out. And um, I think when it comes to creative work, which is technically there's a lot of people that will have opinions, and that's human nature. Um, people will be like, I don't like the font or the color used, but like for our brand, that's our font. And my favorite color is not maroon, but that's the school's color. I love maroon. That's the school's color, but if I can't just be like, oh, we're gonna do green or blue, because that's my favorite color. It's not about me. It's about the brand that you're marketing. So yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We drink a lot of coffee.
Did you drink coffee today?
I didn't have any today. I know.
Wait, do you drink coffee or not?
Sometimes,
Sometime.
yeah, coffee or tea.
Okay, it's not like you need to drink
No.
coffee. Oh, that's so good. Uh, Christian, you say that when you were explaining what are things you do, you also say that okay, there are six people who work under you. You also during the school day, you guys give the chance to a student, like you bring the student as an intern. What is your intention? First, there is a two question. Why do you bring a student as an intern in marketing? And what is your experience so far with the students?
So I'm really big into having students learn from us because they can really, you know, I think experiential learning is such a huge part of the learning process. Really being able to put that experience on your resume is really, it's one of those things that's going to give you a leg up when you go out to find a job. Um, People say that, there's no better way of learning than doing. So it's really just giving them a chance to be in a marketing department and understand, what they're looking to do, and how we can kind of pair them with the correct person in the department to learn more um, in kind of the field that they want to go to, or maybe something new that will help, kind of round out their skills. What was the other question?
Uh,
It was,
what is your experience so far with
oh,
working with the student?
we've had the greatest students. We just graduated, I think it was six seniors this past May, and I was there to watch them all walk across the stage. I'm so proud of all of them. They're going to do amazing things in the world, and I cannot wait to see, you know, the skills that they learned here, how they use them in the workplace, and just really fantastic group of people. Um, I love having the students in.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say something about VHL. I was also one of
Sorry.
the part of that one, and I think that internship really make you outgoing. There are a lot of things that we learned through that internship. Like when I was interviewing the student, I think that boost up my confidence. So thank you for that opportunity. And is there any other opening that's going on? Would you like to talk about the any other position? I saw there was a pamphlet about the
Well,
prom.
I was gonna say
You can promote that
yeah, I
here.
know. It's like we have Pride promoters, so we're looking for um, three students to kind of that have big followings on social media to kind of be influencers for the college. Um, but we also have internships and student worker positions. As you know, we just graduated six students, so we're going to have a good amount of openings. Um, so that's editing on the website, videography and photography, social media, writing and copywriting and editing, project management, digital marketing. We do everything. So, and graphic design, can't forget that. So, we definitely always try to do the work study fairs. So, but I think students can always apply through PrideNet.
Tried it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking for the internship job in marketing field, I think this is one of the great opportunity. Grab this. This can really make a difference in your life. Christine, you are so passionate about the marketing. You have been in this field over the decade, more than 20 years. Please share some secret marketing tips for the marketing enthusiast who is watching
The
this
secret
podcast.
marketing tips, the special sauce. You're so funny.
Thank you.
Um, I think like one of the biggest things is to know what's best for your business. So if you have a business, you don't technically need to be on every single type of social media. Um, if your business is visually based, then yes, you should be doing YouTube. You should be on either TikTok or Instagram, but you might not need to be on Twitter X or some of the other ones, really depending on kind of what your product or services are. So that's one really important because you know, if you're kind of not showing the right thing, like if it's not a picture worthy or video worthy, um, I'm trying to think of like a good product that would not be good for Instagram, and I can't think of one right now. Um, it's just really kind of, you might do better showing them in a video or in photography versus telling them in a printed piece or something like that. So it's really, I think, knowing who your target audience is and knowing that um, every single social media platform may not be the best for your business. Another one that's really important is just consistency. Consistency is the biggest key to marketing. You need to be consistent with your messaging, with your colors, with your fonts, just to be able to make your brand recognizable. If you're constantly changing how your business and messaging looks, it's not going to resonate the same with people. And sometimes you need to, touch them once, two, three times, four times for them to be able to convert to, following your business or actually purchasing something from your business. So um, definitely consistency. And I've always really thought that just sticking with what you're doing, knowing that, if you do a marketing campaign, it's kind of like exercising. If you only do it for 3 weeks, you're not going to have like a six pack abs
Okay.
in 3 weeks. You have to stick with it um, and kind of keep it up. Um, and just use data and pay attention to things that may not be working. So look at your data and respond accordingly. If it's not working, then stop doing it. I think a lot of times people will just do it because they like something, or you know it's kind of, you have to take your personal self out of um, the brand or the brand you're working for. um, like I wouldn't, I'm not going to say my age, but I'm not the age of somebody that is going to be interested in an undergrad degree. So I shouldn't be marketing to places that, like, to shows that I watch or podcasts that I listen to, because it probably isn't the same as a 17-year-old. So it's just really kind of taking yourself out of it. I think those are the best tips that I could give.
Okay, so you give that best tips for the social media enthusiasts. I'm also one of them. What is the I want to be like make it like very narrow. What is the special tips that you want to give my me or my marketing team for the Let's Grow channel?
So I think there's definitely some other things you can do. We talked a little bit about your podcast format is you do a video format, which is actually the most popular format, is using YouTube for podcasting. But if you wanted to focus more on just the listening, you could put the podcast on Apple or Spotify to gain more listeners. Making sure that you're tagging your episodes, and you probably already do this, but just making sure that you are tagging with your brand tags and wording, but then also with, you know, the topic that you're discussing. So making sure that you're looking at what marketing tags any marketers or somebody that would want to listen to this would be looking for, or if it's about, I don't know, mental health. You really want to, make sure that you're using those keywords and tags um, to get listeners for that. And the other thing was, because you're doing a visual podcast, um, and people are they might be just listening to it instead of watching it, but you could kind of use the videography skill of showing what somebody's talking to, which is kind of like the B-roll I was talking to you about. So, where I was talking about, my dog today or my team, like you could, while I'm talking about that, you could edit in a picture. So afterwards asking like, oh, you talked about your husband. Do you have a picture of you and your husband? Or do you have a picture when you graduated? Or do you have a picture of you and your team? Those are things that will help the viewer relate to what I'm saying. So those are some things that could potentially help.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing the great tips without taking the money. I'm not going to pay for that.
Well, I want you to succeed because, again, you were one of our interns. So,
Oh, thank you very much. Christine, as I say, you have been in this field over the decade. What are the shift? What are the changes you have seen over the year?
there's been so many changes. There's been a massive shift from traditional marketing to really more digital. Um, I again like the multimedia approach though. I think people, still are watching television, they're still listening to, radio or billboards. It's just really having that, good balance of digital marketing and traditional marketing. Um, Really, there's more access to data. I mean, there's so much data, I don't even have time to go through all of it. So that just really helps marketers make better decisions, really making a dollar go further. And real time engagement is something, that is newer. We haven't had that before. And personalization, like really being able to, and I'm also a consumer, not just a marketer. So I've gotten creeped out, but also excited by the fact that, I'm talking about something and then I start getting ads for it, like on my phone. Where if it's a vacation to like Europe and then I start getting ads for that, I'm like, oh, I should book. Like, look at all these beautiful pictures of Europe. I should book that. But it's not fun when, one of your friends or your husband or something is talking about um, something that and then you start getting like I'll start getting ads for tools and other weird things that I had no interest in looking at. But so it's creepy, but it's also cool that, it can be that personalized and we can target um, kind of what the consumer is actually looking for. We're bringing it to them. And sometimes they might not even know that they want it yet. So it's cool. Uh,
Wait, you just said something that happened to me as well. You said that when I talk, I get the what is that called? The same kind of ad. So what do you think? Like phone can listen us, phone can hear
yeah,
us.
absolutely. I mean, you can shut that stuff off,
Oh,
but you're kind of just like changing your own experience.
okay. So even though like I think 3 days ago we were together and we were talking about some specific movie and song, and when you open the laptop phone, it was the same song. But I was not 100% sure that phone can
That's so
hear us.
funny. Yeah.
That is funny and as well
It's
as
creepy and
scary.
yeah, scary and funny. Like it's fun. Like it is even like your algorithm. Like if you're searching, that your phone starts or your social media feeds start showing you the things that you're interested in that you like. Sometimes it goes wild, but um, it's 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 kind of like as a marketer, that's what we have to think about now is how we can really use that to our advantage. Um, and then it's really good to look at it as a consumer too. Um,
Wait, and you say that data, like there are a lot of data that can help you with this. What is that data, and how do you get that data? I didn't get that data as well.
so I'll say like one of the ways that I use data is we use Google Analytics now. It's G4, where we can it's by people's IP addresses and anything that they opt into. So if you see, um, do you accept, like, if you go to a website and it's like, do you accept all the cookies and everything? No, who wouldn't want to accept cookies all the time? So, um, it's that data where I can go in and look at, real time, like how many people are on our website, what countries or states, or I mean, I can drill it down to their zip code are coming in through either a paid campaign or organically, like they searched for Springfield College, visited our website. I can see what devices they're using, if they're using Samsung or iPhones, or if they're using Android versus iOS. I can see if they're on a computer versus like a tablet versus a cell phone. That really helps with artwork and kind of understanding. If half of your view or half of your visitors are um, viewing your website on an iPad or a phone, you really need to make sure that your website's optimized to be viewed on those, because you're just making it harder for your visitors. But I can tell the time that's spent on a page,
Wow.
and how far they're scrolling down the page and what they're clicking on and what their next level is, to see if they're actually following the path that we really want them to follow, if they're finding the things that, it just helps make the web page better, but really understanding their motivations, how they use, how they're searching, um, and really kind of like what they're looking at, what they're interested in. Um,
Do you need to pay for this? Because I also want
no,
to.
no, for a website, no. For
So,
Google Analytics,
so I can also see my website how people are
yeah, if you
navigating.
set it up.
Oh, okay, I didn't
I
know
can show
that.
you.
Okay,
That can be one of the things that we
thank you. I want to learn that one.
yeah.
Again, I'm backing to the question. How has the rise of AI has impacted the content creation and marketing?
So it's so funny that you mentioned that. I really think that, AI is helping us in a good way right now. I mean, there definitely needs to be some limits, and there's some ethical things that definitely need to be put in place with AI, but so far it really just helps us become, more efficient, faster. It's we're using it for kind of those mundane, smaller tasks that can be time consuming, um, like researching quicker, getting content ideas, um, helping create drafts or outlines for videos. It's really just been really helpful, um, and that just helps us focus on bigger tasks. Google Ads is already demonstrating that they're going to have an AI tool that shows, you'll be able to go in and kind of ask it questions like, are there any of my campaigns that aren't doing as well as the others? And it'll pull the campaigns that it thinks aren't doing as well as the others. And you can say, what would you suggest that I do to optimize these campaigns or change them up? And it'll tell you. And then it'll ask you the question of, do you want me to make those changes for you? And I know any marketer out there is like, it, when I learned this, I was like, yes, absolutely, just do it for me. Like, make it better, make my money spend, the best way possible. It still needs to be kind of overseen because it might not be, but it's cutting like some workload in half
Yeah.
when it comes to really kind of drilling down just into one campaign. And I'm running like tons of campaigns, so being able to pull it, like say, like being able to ask something like, "Yes, these are doing well, leave them alone," or, "These are the ones that, need some help, and these are what I suggest." It's just really helpful, especially because there's nobody else to ask questions to. So, it's kind of nice. It's kind of like having somebody to ask questions to.
Where do you see the future of marketing in the next 5 years?
I think that video is gonna continue to dominate. I think we're a very visual world, so I don't see that, going away. I see it getting greater. I think SEO is definitely going to change, so search engine optimization, just with voice and visual search becoming more of a thing, marketers are really gonna have to adapt and really learn more about that, because it's not gonna just be about keywords anymore. It could be, matching images, So I think that's a big one. I think AI powered tools are really going to help with automating tasks, and really being able to optimize campaigns even better, and really kind of help out with research and data. So I look forward to it. But I don't know if they're, I mean, if they drop another like medium, like I don't know what's beyond digital marketing, but back when I started, digital marketing wasn't a thing. So I'm like, I don't even know what possibly could be next. I mean, I hope they're not like implanted chips or something like in our brain.
Wait, did you hear? I hear that Elon Musk made something chips
Probably.
that can put inside the head.
Yeah, like you're gonna like, I don't know. It's
That would
it's
be insane.
scary and crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Christine, like you are so passionate about the marketing. What does marketing mean to you?
So for me, marketing is just really, being being able to be creative and bring something to life, like through storytelling. I think that's the best way that I could describe marketing is really kind of being able to tell a specific audience a story about a product or service. Um, yeah, simple to me.
Oh, okay. It's so funny. If you were not working in marketing, what do you think you would be doing?
So this is really a great question, and it's funny because it's so different. I would either be an archaeologist or a detective.
Wait, why do you think so?
I like love like I have this like passion and I don't do it, but I have this passion like I really want to be like a treasure hunter. Like I want to find like artifacts and I love history. So like I just want to find like things from outer space or like things at the pyramids or I don't know. I want to find treasures. I feel like that job is really cool. And then detective is kind of like off the same It's kind of off the same thing, like, it's clues and looking for like, I don't know, and I really like true crime, but not I don't like crime, I like it's very interesting to me to, like, learn about, um, like, detective work. Like, I think what they do is, like, fascinating to like, how do they, like, actually apprehend people? It's
Do you watch any show or anything related to the detectives?
well, for true crime, I listen to 2 podcasts. I listen to Morbid, which is based in Massachusetts, so shout out to Morbid, and, also Crime Junkies.
You should also add one more. Let's grow.
What?
You should also add one more podcast. Let's grow. You should
Oh,
watch
let's
our
expand that one, obviously. It's not true crime, but you're gonna learn a lot.
like. See, we brought like a lot of great guests like you. See, you are here. So you learn about the interesting story about the people. If you listen or watch the
Yeah,
Let's Grow officials, I also need to do my marketing.
so funny.
uh, Chris, we are almost at the end, so I want to ask, like, what message do you want? Uh, what message do you have for the student who want to study marketing, and also the professional who are already in the marketing?
I think the best advice that I could give is to never stop learning. Um, the world's constantly changing, and really, challenge the status quo. Ask questions. Do we do this because we've always done it, or do we do it because, like, can we change how we do it? Is there a better way? Really, understand what all of your colleagues do. Really, to understand, if you're working in a business, it's really you're going to be better at your job if you know a little bit about what each piece does. Um, you know, it's important for me to understand all of our academic programs, what services our offices and departments offer to students, what the residents' life is like, what dining is like, what safety is like here. I try to, be able to get as much information as I can because that's going to help me be a better marketer. It's going to help me be able to tell that story to the best of my ability. And just really, look at the whole picture. I think that's the best advice I could give. But definitely don't stop learning. Get those skills. It's not gonna hurt to learn more, and that's not just with, a formal education. That's going out and experiencing things, volunteering, doing internships, watching YouTube videos, trying and failing, trying and succeeding. Um, I think that's one of the best things that you could do.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. Thank you very much for joining us in
Thank
today's
you for having
podcast.
me.
Thank you for sharing your journey, your learning, and about your work. We truly appreciate your time, all the knowledge, all the wisdom that you give to me and my audience. It was very helpful. Thank you again for coming to the podcast.
Thank you.
It
I'm
was pleasure
happy to be
having
here.
you.
It was a pleasure being here.